Lately, I've been having all of these thoughts, which helps, being a writer. But it's tough because they linger, grasping me tightly and pushing me under the weight of their overgrown and heavy burdened finger. And so to try to forget about them, I breathe like. But in my thoughts, she's still there, staring at me with those, I don't know what to call them, those lighthouse eyes, the light of which I once again ignore and crash land onto her shore, breaking and splintering everything that was once good with us with my shipwrecks. You see, I remember that night. I remember drinking. I remember a little bit of thinking. I remember a lot of blinking, and then I remember calling, crashing, and sinking. And on the first call, you see there was no reply. On the second, a heavy sigh. On the third, an answer. And she said she was nearby. And so she came. See, I remember that night. There was a lot of rain. And when I went out to get her, it started to hit me how much I missed her. I mean, I knew that I missed her, but how much I had actually needed and missed her. At that point, she was parking her car, and I could only see her shadowy silhouette, and I took an umbrella to prevent the wet, but suddenly my mind fell adrift, and my umbrella began to tip. And it was only seconds long, I'm sure, but it was as if everything had slowed to me. She was there, I don't know, parking her car, grabbing her keys. Already I hadn't seen her, and the night was too short for me. Here in this slowed down space of time where my umbrella wasn't covering my face, rain had yet to hit it, and I still hadn't seen hers, I knew that this night would be too short. That's about the time that she opened up her car door and came ashore. You see, rain now hit my face, and I woke to find it with her staring back at it. With those, what do we call them? Those lighthouse eyes. A beautiful warning. But man, I was yearning to crash this boat. But before I could, there was a change in tide, and due to bad weather, we were both rushed inside, and there we stood inside, the two of us, two slippery souls, wet by rain and wet by pain, just trying to grasp onto each other. You see, we both wanted the same thing, but we wanted it in different ways. So one of us was on vocal lock, while the other was blast on vent, and as if my venting wasn't enough, we started to speak about poetry. And I don't know, I guess it worked, because those lighthouse eyes got a whole lot brighter. And that space between us, man, it got a whole lot tighter. So I began. I'm going crazy. Other girls have phased me. So take me and rake me and build me back up again. You see, I know that you're scared of conflict, and poetry is conflicting, and relationships are restricting, but a kiss, you see, all I could think about were her lips. A kiss could change this night and change everything. It could change the bad weather. It can take our slippery, conflicting souls and make them a whole lot better. Our first kiss, the only one of its kind, it's a game changer. No, it's endangered. You see, it was about the time I grabbed the back of her neck and I pulled her in close so that her forehead was touching the surface of mine, and I said, a kiss so soft you could fall asleep on it. A kiss so ripe, I don't know, you could make a smoothie with it. A kiss so enduring, you could win a race with it. A kiss so right, you could win a case with it. A kiss so succulent, you could lose your face to it. A kiss so close that you could defy physics with it. So wet that waterfalls fall from it, but not sloppy. No, clean enough that, yes, you do speak to your mother with that mouth. Now, speak to me with that mouth. In a language that only you and I understand, a language with a short lifespan. And we can do like we tend to do on ancient things and look back and appreciate the adaptiveness of the future. But for tonight, for this night, with the storm and your lighthouse eyes and my ready-to-sink boat, let's let our lips just crash into each other, and content in all of our doings, we'll just lay here in the wreckage and float. We didn't kiss that night. You see, when it came to fight or flight, she spread those wings of hers and she flew. Back out into the rain, her shadowy silhouette back out in the car, driving away. No umbrella this time. I was hoping that the rain would wake me up, but I realized now that it wasn't a conscious problem, but it had everything to do with my heart, but now she had it, and she was gone. So it and I, well, we're apart. Thank you.